Thokozani nabekunene, thokozani nabembube, thokozani namatalankosi. Igama lami uSizwe Samasothi Thwala, ngizalwa umlungisi Thwala noMapule Rabulele. Umlungisi Thwala ebezalwa elothwala noMakunene, intombi yasemabumvini. Uelothwala ebezalwa uJakobe Thwala noMambatha. Ngiyanibulisa, ngiyanamukela namhlanje ehlelweni lethu Thwala ama-Afrika. Lapho sihlose ukuhlomisa isizwe simfisholo ngezikhali zomfundo. Namhlanje sizokhuluma about the nature of Yahweh noma Jehovah noma Jah. Anduba siqhubeke, ngicela ukuthi ulike, usubscribe, upress the notification button. Senzele ukuthi inhlelo ezayo ube uqala ukuzizwa nokuzibona. Asiqhubeke nina bembube, nina bekunene. In the ancient world, there was a strange phenomena that occurred or happened throughout the world. From Egypt, America, Far East, Europe, including here in the Southern Africa. And that phenomena or the strange incident is that of the dragons. Dragons, everyone agree with it, they once ruled this world, but no one knows where do they come from. So in this program, we won't spend the time searching or proving where they come from, but we will take from their existence up until to the modern culture civilization. In the ancient Egypt, there was a dragon that was called Benwin. It is recorded in the Egyptian pyramid around 2,400 years before Christ. The Aztec worship the dragon called Quetzalcoatl. The Chinese worshipped a dragon called Long. The Aborigines of Australia worshipped the colored winged serpent. And even the people of Southern Africa, more especially the Venda, they had the dragon or the snake ritual that they perform called Dombe dance. That is in accord with the 7 keys that are found within the piano. The sound like the do re mi fa sol la ti do of the ancient world. Now, these dragons have also the similarities based on their appetite. For an example, they all dwelled in the mountains. Number 2, they all ate the livestock, inkomo, izimvu, and they all had the appetite of gold, and also they had the appetite of virgins. Now the Aztec used to offer their god 2 virgins within a year, and that year was an 18-month period. Even the Japanese do the same thing. Once a year they offered the virgin girl. The Aborigines, everyone that practiced that religion or ceremonies. Now, when we look at the importance of the virgin or the human sacrifice that they used to give to these dragons, is that the pure and untainted blood of the virgins was valued as gold. In those times, even in these times, there are rituals among the Jews and the Hebrews that they use. When you look at the book of Solomon, the Songs of Songs, there's where he talk about the Maishulami or Maishulamite, or the religion or part of the culture is called the Shulamism. It's a ritual where an old important man that is about to die, that is losing faith, and then the people don't want to lose that person. They will pick up a virgin amongst their midst, and then terrify that virgin, maybe take it to the wilderness or wherever is scary. Terrify that virgin, chase that virgin. The energy of the blood, the boiling, the anger, the fear, it become electrical around his fear. No me oraya loyo montuloy. Then they take that virgin and then they make that virgin to lie with the old man, not to have sex, but to lie around it, next to that old man. The heat that is generated by that virgin is absorbed by this old man's dying body. Therefore, the old man become generated. That's one of the reasons that why they offered the dragon the very same thing that is called a virgin. Now, when you look at the Bible, more especially the Old Testament, you will find the similarities that the God of the Old Testament, Uyahweh, noma Jehovah, noma Uja, has the same similarities with this ancient God. He stayed in the mountain. To him was offered livestock, the gold, and the virgin. And then most of the times, according to the Psalm, more especially in Psalm 18 verse 8, they talk about the fire that came out of his mouth and then the smoke out of his nostrils. And then you look at the qualities of a dragon. In Hebrew, there's a word called ayapan or ayapin. It is mostly used in the ancient text, which means the nostrils. So in most of the time, they will talk about the nostrils, that fire came out of it or smoke came out of it, which is also referred to Yahweh, Nomu Jehovah, Noma Ucha. Yahweh stayed in Mount Sinai. And in the ancient time, Mount Sinai was known as a mountain that the people used to mine copper. And then to him was given a virgin, the gold and the livestock, which is the same thing that they offered to these ancient gods. And then according to the Bible, we are told, according to Psalm 2, Psalm 82, Psalm 29, including Psalm 89, Yahweh is depicted as the winged being. That simply means he also have that characteristics of a dragon, a smoke and a fire coming out of his mouth and nostrils, and also the wings. Furthermore, you will find that when Moses took the children of Israel out of Egypt, even though we know that that story never happened, but we will just move along according to the Bible just to prove this point. Moses took the children of Israel out of Egypt into the promised land. Along the way, these children started to rebel against Yahweh and his prophet Moses. Yahweh then sent the serpent to bite the children of Israel. They cried, they lamented, they repented, they asked Moses to talk to his God Yahweh. And then Moses talked to God, and then God instructed Moses to erect a copper serpent. That is the first time God instructed Moses to erect an idol. Shortly after he said you must not have an idol, then he instructed Moses to erect an idol of a copper. That every child that is been bitten by the snake, when you look at that serpent, he was healed mystically and mysteriously. Now, why a copper serpent? One is because it is an image of it, because Yahweh stayed in the copper mountain. Number two is because he's also a dragon. It's an image of the dragon. Now, when you go further into the Psalms, you'll see that there's a question that has been asked by the psalmist. He say, who is higher than Yahweh among the children of El? Now you'll find that there are two gods now. There's El and Yahweh. But according to these statements, El is the supreme and Yahweh is subordinate. And then you find in other ancient texts that when El was sharing the nation and giving the nation the overseer, Israel was appointed Yahweh as their overseer. But later on, funny, he was worshipped. When you look at the name Israel, you find, or it is interpreted as El persevere. Israel, El persevere. So this Yahweh, before he was worshipped by the children of Israel, was worshipped by the Canaanites. The Canaanites, we know that they used to worship the idols made out of copper. Most of them, they are in the image of a dragon or serpent in a tree or in the form of Baal. Hence we said Baal is also translated as Yahweh or Jehovah in the ancient world. So this topic of today is inspired by Africans, who 78% of them are converted into Christendom, but still visit us as traditional healers. This is a way and means of trying to enlighten them that, hey, be careful wherever you're going. You'll end up worshipping the wrong things, because if at all we'll all believe and agree that the Bible is written by white men to subdue and to conquer a black person, at the same time a white man is raping, killing and murdering our black people and offer you the secret to their sacred place, which is known as heaven, does that make sense? It does not make sense. Why is it, if this God is all loving, all caring, all everything, why in the Old Testament, throughout the Old Testament, there are orders that is being issued by the same God to plunder, to murder, to rape, to loot, and to take the virgin and be given to him? He specifically ordered them throughout from Moses, Aaron, and the priest that came after him. And then it was changed in the New Testament to be the new God that will touch in the following video. But in short, I'm trying to say this worship of a dragon is not only for the Chinese, as we see even to them dancing in the streets, offering gold and so forth. Even here in Africa it was done. Even today it is sugar-coated and handed to us in a form of a Bible, in a sense that we will end up saying we are worshipping the true Almighty God, only to find out you are turning the things upside down. Nina bembube, nina beknene, nina matalankosi, asibambeni namhlanje lapho ungakhohlwa ukulike, usubscribe, upress the notification button. Senzele ukuthi inhlelo ezayo ezilandela ube uqala ukuzibona nokuzizwa. Asithokozeni nina beknene, asithokozeni nina bembube, thokozane.